welcome to the It's in Queens podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, and this is the only podcast that focuses on Queens, the borough that has it all. This podcast comes to you each week thanks to the Queens Tourism Council and the Queens Economic Development Corporation. Together, they showcase our borough as a destination to live, to work, and to play. This week, we're diving into the heartwarming world of animal care right here in our community. Animals have always been a central part of my life, especially growing up, shaping my worldview and fueling my passion for advocacy. That's why I also host a dedicated radio show on WBAI focused entirely on animal welfare. It's a natural extension of how deeply I feel connected to these incredible beings. 2 years ago, unfortunately, I lost my two amazing, wonderful dogs, Bruno and Stella, who brought endless joy and lessons and unconditional love to my days. Their memory still inspires me every day that I walk through my neighborhood alive with so many friendly dogs on leashes and in parks. I love animals for their pure spirit and the way they remind us of what's essential. It's that bond that drives me to spotlight organizations making a difference in our borough. And that's why this week, I'm pleased to introduce Katy Hansen, the dynamic leader at Animal Care Centers of New York City. With years of experience in animal rescue and shelter management, Katy's work helps to save thousands of lives annually across the city. Under her guidance, ACC's Queens Shelter, proudly named after former New York City Council member Paul Vallone for his tireless advocacy for animal welfare, serves as a lifeline for stray and surrendered pets, offering medical care, rehabilitation, and adoption services tailored to our diverse borough. Fostering and adopting pets is not just a feel-good choice. It's a vital way to combat overcrowding in shelters and give animals the second chance they deserve. By fostering, people provide temporary homes that reduce stress on shelter animals, allowing them to learn behaviors in real-world settings, which boosts their adoptability. Meanwhile, adoption directly saves lives and enriches families with loyal companions who offer emotional support and health benefits like reduced stress, something we all need at this point in our world. In Queens, with its vibrant mix of urban and suburban spots, these acts strengthen community ties. Local parks and events become even more lively, with more pets finding forever homes. So let's find out more from Katy Hansen. Katy Hansen, welcome to the It's in Queens podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Just as we're excited to finally be in Queens, by the way.
Well,
This has been
that's what I want to
20
talk
years
about.
in
I know
20 years in the making.
that's what's so exciting. Tell me all about the Paul A. Vallone Queens Animal Care Center, when it opened, about its services. Would love to introduce the center to our listeners.
Excellent. Well, many of you will know Paul Vallone. He was a very beloved council member, and he unfortunately passed. But he worked really hard to get this center in Queens. And so it was quite an honor for us to be able to name the care center after him. Um, like I said, he and his family have been pushing to have a full service animal shelter in Queens for like 20 years. Um, and so it took a few years to be built. COVID, slowed it down a little bit. But we opened August 1st of 2024. So we've been open a little over a year. And it's been amazing. I mean, the reception has been great. We've done a lot of adoptions. This facility itself is, I mean, it's 50,000 square feet, state of the art. It's got a lot of great medical facilities. You've got great adoption layout. It's just, yeah, it's been really well. We've done a lot of dog adoptions, more dog adoptions in Queens, in fact, than we've done in Manhattan, which is pretty great. It's really great. We've got these great play yards in the back, where our staff and volunteers can play with the dogs and train them and teach them how to walk on a leash. And yeah, it's just been great. And the community around Ridgewood has been fantastic, fantastic.
So, talk a little about how the shelter supports both animals and pet owners in Queens beyond just adoptions.
So we do have community pets, which we're able to help people actually keep their pet. I mean, that's really the goal is to keep families together. And coming to the shelter to surrender your pet should be uh, a last resort. So we have a lot of options for people to sign up to participate in our pet food pantry. We can have give them behavior resources. There's a lot of different things that we can do for pet owners. But also we have a great community kids program where kids come into the shelter and it's really fun because we have a big community room where they all come in. They learn about different, like, what does it mean when a cat does this? Or what does it mean when a dog does this? And meanwhile, they're also making cat toys. They're using like the pipe cleaners. And so they're making things for the animals and they're able to give to the animals after. So it's, we want it to be sort of like a community center where people can come and learn about animals, help the animals, but also adopt.
That's such a nice program because it also introduces kids who might not be sure if they want a pet or not, and even their parents to see how they interact with them.
Exactly. And the person that leads our community kids program is fantastic. Her name is Catherine, and she also works with like local Girl Scout troops and a lot of different groups. So it's not just schools, but a lot of schools do come by.
What is the adoption and even the fostering process like at the Queens facility? And what should prospective adopters, or I'll say foster parents, also know?
So the good thing also about Queens is we have a huge parking lot. So if anyone is afraid that they're not going to find parking, you don't have to worry about that. We have a big parking lot.
That's important in
Um,
Queens.
it really is. Don't think you can park there, by the way, unless you're coming to adopt. Um, so yeah, we have a big parking lot. And the way we usually do it is we ask people to look on our app first. We have a mobile adoption app where you can preview all the animals that are available in Queens before you even get there. Once you get there, we also have a big kiosk set up where you can look at all the animals that are available in Queens before you even go into the kennel area. Um, we just ask that you be over 18, that you have some form of identification, and also something that proves your address, with like a Con Ed bill or something like that. Um, and that's about it. We have adoption counselors that walk you through the whole process. They know all the animals that we have, so they'll sit down with people and kind of talk about the lifestyle, like, do you have a backyard? Do you live in high rise? That kind of thing, to figure out, well, what kind of pet would be great for my lifestyle. Um, and so then they meet the animals and fall in love, hopefully.
And if people aren't sure if they are ready to adopt, is that where fostering often comes in, where staff will
Oh,
encourage
yeah.
them, why don't you foster first?
Yeah, I mean, we have something that's called a trial adoption. It's basically a 2-week period where you see how the animal works in with your life, and see if it's a good match or not. So, and listen, there's nothing to be embarrassed about if it doesn't work, by the way, because you're giving that pet a chance to get out of the shelter, um, to experience Queens and, to get a good night's sleep, and learn a little bit more about that pet. So really, it's not anything to be embarrassed about. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We've got over 300 pets available in Queens, at our shelter between cats and dogs and rabbits. And so, there's plenty to choose from. Um,
So let me jump in. Always, always, there's a need for volunteers. And I'd love for you to talk about that and the range of opportunities, things that volunteers can do, about the time commitment. Some people might think I can't give too much time, but sometimes it's just even, I would think maybe one day a week, even.
um, Yeah, so we've got a pretty robust volunteer program in Queens already. A lot of the volunteers that were volunteering at our Brooklyn shelter moved over to Queens, and then we've onboarded hundreds since we opened Queens. It's a lot of different roles. I mean, anyone who lives near the shelter, which is on 1906 Flushing Avenue, anyone who lives near there probably sees our volunteers walking dogs all around the neighborhood. So, Troutman and all around there. So there's a lot of dog walking opportunities. There's cat companions where you help with the cats and make them more comfortable and play with them and just, sometimes read to them. So there's a lot of different opportunities. And because the Queen shelter is so big, it's 50,000 square feet. So we have a lot of volunteers that are helping you walk around. Like here's where you find the dogs and the cats and giving tours and so forth. So there's a lot of different things for people to do in Queens.
So as we look ahead, do you have any special events or programs coming up in December that you'd like to highlight? Because I'd love for some of our listeners to hear about these things and get involved.
I certainly would. We have orientation for Queens volunteers on December 13th. So that's an in-person volunteer orientation. It's usually like an hour and a half. Um, and then you get a tour of the facility and we talk about the program. If you can donate 6 hours a month, that's all we ask for. It's not really too much. Um, and a lot of people come a lot more than 6 months, six hours, which we like also, but it's a good introduction to what animal welfare is all about. And again, it's just an hour and a half. You can sign up to attend on our website, which is nycacc.org. And again, it's in person, 1906 Flushing Avenue. I don't know how many times I should say it, but you can say it a bunch of times.
So, one of our mutual acquaintances, Lisa Colangelo, formerly of Newsday and the Daily News, has spoken so highly of you and how committed you are to this work. Why is this work so meaningful to you?
Lisa, she's very special. She's very special to me because when I first started at ACC, doing the PR and everything, I came from Wall Street, so I didn't have a background in nonprofit management, and and she just guided me through like how to handle press and what they're looking for, and so she's been amazing for me. But you know, animals are just they're so special, and I think now that there's so much uncertainty in the world right now, and there's people are struggling, and the love of a pet is just you come home from work and who knows what's happened to you at work or on the subway ride home. You get home and there's just someone that's just there like, hello, how was your day? I missed you so much. Um, it's really nice. And then to be able to have that be my job is it's pretty fun. I have to say, at the end of the day, it's sort of like, you help make love matches happen.
And that
So
is
that feels good.
and that is something I do miss walking in the door, no matter how bad the day is, walking in the door and having those two dogs just jump all over me and then just want to sit on the couch with them for an hour.
Right? And they just think you hang the moon. Um, so it is really nice and yeah, it's a good feeling.
So, Katie, before I let you go, if people would like to get involved, would like to find out more information about the event on December 13th and anything else that goes on, and even to check out the dogs and cats and rabbits that are available, where should they go?
They should go to, well, there's two places. Our website is nycacc.org, but we also have a mobile app because we have so many animals. We thought, you know what, we need our own app. And so that's also on Google Play and Apple. It's ACC of NYC. And I will also say we have a lot of job openings. So, we have over 100 people working in Queens. So if you live near the shelter, 1906 Flushing Avenue, you should apply. There's a lot of great jobs. There's adoption counselors, there's kennel staff, there's everything. And animal welfare is a pretty cool field, I have to say.
Especially when you care about animals. And thank you for giving the address. I want to make sure that our listeners
Not
have
sure everyone
that.
knows it's 1906 Flushing.
Katy Hansen, thank you so much for joining us here on the It's in Queens podcast.
Thank you so much. And we're really excited to be in Queens, and we thank everyone in Queens, in the neighborhood, for welcoming us with open arms.
Getting involved is straightforward and rewarding. Visit the ACC Queens Shelter to meet adoptable pets or sign up for fostering through their website at nycacc.org, where they provide supplies and training for beginners. Volunteers can help with everything from walking dogs to event staffing, and even small donations support spay and neuter programs that prevent unwanted litters. Whether you're a Queens resident with a yard or an apartment dweller, your participation helps build a more compassionate borough for all creatures. In the words of Mahatma Gandhi, the greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. Now, if you're looking for something to do this month in Queens, we have you covered. We always do. That is where Rob Mackay comes in. Rob is with the Queens Economic Development Corporation and the Queens Tourism Council, and each week he spotlights some of the more exciting events that you will not want to miss.
Hey, Jeffrey. Well, we've got the chance to celebrate Christmas like a 17th century Quaker, an 18th century Brit, a 19th century German, or a 20th century African American inventor this weekend. And it's all taking place in Flushing on Sunday, December 14th from noon to 4 p.m. What I'm talking about is the 38th annual Holiday House Tour. 5 historic houses. The oldest one, the Bound House, was built in 1661, and the youngest one was built in 1891. It's the Volker Orth Museum. But included is also the Kingsland Homestead, the Lewis Latimer House Museum, and the Quaker Meeting House. You pay one price, $25, and you can go to visit all 5 of them. They will all be decorated as they were historically, which is to say the Volker Orth will be dressed in a German style, the Bound House in a British style, etc., etc. There will also be a trolley company providing transportation, free transportation to all the venues. Great time will be had by all. It's a great chance to just think about things and also look at some beautiful houses with great histories and great architecture. All right. Thanks. I'll certainly be there, and I hope to see you there as well. Bye.
Don't forget, the go-to spot for uncovering all the latest happenings and hidden gems in Queens is just a click away. Head right over to the It's in Queens website at itsinqueens.com. And for anyone looking to dive deeper into the local business opportunities in our area and growth strategies as well, head right over to the QEDC's website at queensny.org. And while you're browsing, take a moment, subscribe to their newsletter for exclusive updates. And as you venture out to experience Queens wonders, capture the moments, take a quick photo and send it our way. Be sure to follow and tag us on Instagram and X with It's in Queens. That's your hashtag, It's in Queens. Your snapshot might just light up as our featured photo of the week. And imagine all the opportunities taking pictures of dogs and other pets in our borough. I would love to see them. I'm your host, Jeff Simmons, signing off for this week's It's in Queens podcast. Bundle up. It is cold out there. Bundle up against the winter chill, savor the holiday magic, and continue uncovering the endless treasures of Queens.